Alrighty, I believe we should be live now. Welcome to Margaret and Sheraton. I see that you are here. If you're still here, we're starting a little bit late. I have a cat here who is meowing. So if you hear meowing, that's why. It's not me, even though I'm wearing cat ears. So, Pei, you were very dark today.
Yeah, I was trying to adjust my light so that wasn't the case, and it's just not seeming to work, I guess. I
Okay.
don't know. And it's funny because I tested it right before, and it wasn't as dark. And then as soon as we got on, I
Is
don't know what's going on.
is your window open, like the curtains?
No.
Maybe if you did that, you would have a bit more light.
Well, it's pretty cloudy out. I don't know.
Yeah, but it might be night light. Yeah, like it's
There you go. Better.
it's nice diffused light.
Okay.
You're suffering in the sun, even though there's like no sun.
No, there's not. I guess I don't know if it kind of helped. I guess.
Yeah, it does. It's good. Hey, Marc Andre. Nice to see you.
Hello, hello.
So this is going to be kind of a casual testing the waters kind of stream, just because we haven't gone live on the Stygian channel before. So I think it makes sense that Pei and I start this off, and we're glad that Hananya is also here. So welcome. I'm Holly Rhiannon. I'm one of the founders of the Stygian Society, and Pei is my co-founder. Hananya is one of our amazing authors, and we are going to be doing a little, chat, answering questions. We're going to each read either everything that we've submitted to the collection or an excerpt. It's totally author's choice. I'm going to read both of my poems. Pei, I don't know if you had decided yet if you were going to read the story in full.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that.
Okay,
If
and
people want to hear it.
I'm sure they do. And Hananya, you are going to do an excerpt, I think?
Yeah, probably not the whole thing because it's a bit long.
Yeah, it is one of the longer ones in the collection. And then we are going to do a little activity where we are going to co-write a story. Margaret actually let me know that it's the name of this concept is Exquisite Corpse, which I had totally forgotten. So thank you, Margaret. And also thank you, Margaret, for inspiring me to do more sort of interactive, creative things with live streams. So I think this will be really fun. By the end of this, so what we're going to do is we're all going to write a story together, the way one does with the game Exquisite Corpse, where you draw and fold a piece of paper so you get a creature at the end. We're going to do that with a story. So I have a couple sentences, and then everyone's going to go from there. And by the end of this month, we will have a full little short story written by the authors of the Stygian collection. Oh, Sheraton, that's nice. Sheraton said that they really liked your story.
Thank you.
I guess just jumping into this, I will start off by reading my stories, or I guess we could talk a little bit about the Stygian collection first. Though anyone here, I think, has a general idea as we've been posting interviews. Stygian collection is a AuthorTube collection of stories, short stories, a few poems in there, some amazing art by Montreal artist Laurie, known as Niall. And we just put this out in the summer. So we're in our first year of publication, and we're trying to showcase all of the authors involved as much as possible. The collection is based on the word Stygian, which is sort of hellish, dark. So we have dark fiction, we have philosophical discussions, just a whole variety of things that kind of look at life and death and things like that. And it's a book that really makes you think. And I'm not just saying that because I published it. With that said, I am going to start off. I submitted 2 poems because I failed at writing a short story. I haven't written short stories before. I'm scared of it. I hope to conquer that fear at some point, but I decided with this one I would just do something I was familiar with and submit some poems. And also, since we were doing so much as the people publishing it, I was like, I can't, go nuts over writing a short story. So I have two poems in here. One of them I have already read on my personal YouTube channel, but I'll read it again. It's I wrote this one when I was like between 17 and 19. I can't remember. And then the other one is newer. So since these are short, you get them both. And this is a good teaser. So if you don't have the collection yet, I hope that hearing from the three of us will inspire you to get your own copy. And you can actually win a copy. I gotta show this. You can win a copy. We're giving away 4 copies in total over the month of October because it is a dark collection and it's spooky season, so why not? So follow us on social media and you can win a free copy of the book. With that, I'm going to start off reading my poem Dante. He danced for them, the tribal mass of pulsing living diatribe. They sucked the marrow from his bones and greedily tore inside, outside. Creature hidden behind rusted bars finds substance to carry through fearful nights. A life that bred insanity, chemicals bring to clarity. Now he's a god, much larger than men, looking down on the pits of want, enveloping humanity in cut arms and wanting taking, never spent. This house so cold, a dirty room, to him a palace, not a tomb. And Ophelia waits at the unwanting side while fire-tongued demons fan his pride. She waits and watches, guarding him on something more than just a whim. But people are cruel, as she always knew, and her own pride drives her from the hollow mass, as winds of spring and simpler things breathe life into the empty cracks. Always blessed with brilliance, the tumult of inheritance, a long line of those who cannot let another lead the dance. But for a time they bask in light, warm glowing embers, no more fight. This life is how it's meant to be, open, comfort, creativity. But tides do change in the dead of night, and swirling waves make troubled minds take flight. An agent of chaos he becomes, sounding again those tribal drums. No tether, Dante's free again to taste the sour sweet milk of sin, to drink until the vessel's dry. Now things he hated he will try. To shed the skin of love and pride and fill his chalice with dirt and lies, a shroud that covers the truth of the heart. Ever regressing, he returns to the start. That is my first one.
Do we clap?
And I don't know.
I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, do we maybe snap? Sorry, Kay. I'm gonna keep like muting and unmuting you because he's back here and we get echo
Right.
because of it. But yeah, what do you think? Do we clap? I don't know. I think this is
I don't know
experimental.
what's appropriate.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's just do like ghost clapping. Ghost clapping. Sheraton did some claps in emojis. I heard him clap from the other room. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to read Graveyard Thoughts. This is one that I wrote very recently, like right before the publication, because I was needing to write something for a reading that my friend invited me to, and it was for my very first reading, which I was terrified of. And I was like, I need something new, something. Let's not just keep dredging up stuff I wrote when I was 19. So I sat in a graveyard with a water bottle full of wine, and I was like, we're going to do it. And we did it. Okay, so this is called Graveyard Thoughts. This is the place of flies, I remind myself as a vibration breaks the stillness, the calm of the headstones. Carrion eaters know what lives beneath this soft earth, decay and rot not visible on a freshly polished stone. My life has been a graveyard flower, tentative bloom, reaching for a light it will never touch, roots coiled under a death that sits in the pit of me. It's coming, more so with every smile than every tear. Happiness feels stolen these days, undeserved. Unexpected it's come, and I wait only for the inevitability of its passing. My hands travel to my pulse, and my mind travels to faraway countries where my blood lives still, mixed with bullet casings. Do poets sit in the trench as I do by the graves? There's something to be said about the futility of an artist without a war, but ours are incomparable. My flies are drawn to wine in a water bottle, flowers pressed between paper, food wrapped in wax, and I wonder if they prefer the intoxicating aroma of decomposition. Carrion eaters will take what they can get, as will I, as I sit among the graves, knowing that this is not yet my home, while the flies traverse strands of my hair, the root formation of veins on my hand. With every step they whisper that I'll be there soon. But until then, I'll fight my war upon the paper.
Little girl
There's her.
claps.
Yes. I like the little ghost clapping emojis, Sheraton. Thank you.
I know.
So that, I think that's a good little, amuse-bouche, we would call it for further reading. Which one of you would like to go next?
Scared down.
I don't know if I'm muted or not.
Oh, you're on. You should be able to see on the little docket.
Little
of,
icon.
yeah,
Look,
if
I'll
it's
mute
crossed.
myself.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. You're unmuted.
Oh, yeah, I got that now. I don't know.
I don't know.
We could. How about we work our way up to the longest? So, Hananya, if you're doing the excerpt, then Pei can read his full piece after.
Sure. I don't know how much to read, and I'm also like always very nervous when I'm reading because I'm so dyslexic that I always mess up. But we'll try.
Oh, we're all supportive here. I black out while I'm reading, so and you can
I'm
read
like
as
trying
much
to figure
or as
out
little.
where to stop as well, but
As much or as little as you like. Totally up to you.
okay, we'll see. We'll see how far I get. We'll start at the beginning, so you get
Excellent.
good sense of what's happening. So my story is called "I, Dan Monroe, Am Dead," and it's one of the longer ones, so you'll get a quick tease. Okay. I can't believe this. Here we go again. The couple next door is going at it for the 10th time this week, and it's only Tuesday. The woman says something I can't make out. Knowing that I shouldn't be eavesdropping, I close my eyes and try to drown out the argument, but it's no good. How many times do I have to tell you to stop taking my stuff? The food, the drinks, when will this fucking stop, woman? I didn't take your beer. Well, it's not here, and I sure as hell didn't drink it. Neither did I. Well, then where is it? I look over at the empty beer can at my feet and sigh. Stop yelling, she pleads with him. Stop yelling. Stop yelling. My head turns at the heavy bang I hear on the other side of the wall. What an asshole. You don't get to tell me what to do. He raises his voice to a whole new level. Why do you always need to yell? Something shatters. What sounds like pieces of glass fall on the hardwood floor. Their fight brings back memories of my wife. More specifically, arguments she would start with me for no apparent reason. One day, she took it too far, coming at me with, the door slams shut, and I snap back to reality. For a second, I don't hear anything, until a muffled sobbing sound on the other side of the brick wall. I feel for her. Not only do I understand her emotions perfectly, as they hit close to home, but I feel partially responsible for the specific argument. I think we'll stop there. I think that's a good tease.
That is good. And this story goes very interesting places. I will just say that. And you will have to grab the collection to read it.
Exactly. I have like a full shelf of them here now.
I know when I saw your picture with that, I was like, that's the best thing I've ever seen. It looks so nice. Yeah, Pei, I don't know if you've seen,
So
but she has an entire shelf of Stygian behind her. It's great.
You can't see because it's dark now, but yeah.
I'll show you the picture later.
Yes.
Yeah.
She sent it to me, and then I just saw that in the background. I'm like, oh, all right.
I was like, I need to take a picture here in front of the book.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. I can see if I can pull it up on my phone and show you guys later.
Okay. Marc Andre says that's a great story. Marc Andre is another one of our authors, and he will be on the 14th, I believe. Yeah, I didn't mention it. We're splitting up these Stygian Saturdays, well, mostly splitting them up by segment of the book. So this Saturday is the first segment, which is called The Demon Within, and we've got some lovely art by Lori here that has some elements of the stories that are shown in this first section. And with that, we will move on to pay. Oh, you got it.
Picture.
Yes, you could see the whole shelf there.
Look here.
Oh, nice.
My favorite.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, you are up now, Pay.
All right. Yes, I guess I'll just read. It's not long. I guess it's a couple pages. But yeah, it's called Paperweight. But for a moment or another, altogether unexpected, you forget the value of the essay you spent hours reading because you start to hum a familiar melody that placed you in a field with kids who went by the names of lost boys who lost their lives in Neverland. You are waiting for a train. You still have the railway spike you used that day, but these days you use it as a paperweight. But in that moment, you are back in that field and you are able to remember that that is the exact spot you buried all those journals you wrote all those years ago. And if one were to dig a little further, they would find paintings and art supplies that never belonged to you, pencil crowns and paintbrushes with their tips hardened by purples, blues, and reds. But you forget that. And as you sit at your desk humming this tune, you can't, for the life of you or anyone else, remember if the train on that particular day ever showed up. But that's not the point. You go a bit further in that spontaneous act of remembering, and it starts somewhere familiar. Maybe not in a little red shark, but more a cart sitting on top of a boxcar. You used to find something that meant something else on the railway tracks, but you never did figure it out. And maybe you should have been caught the first time and sent home with a warning that would be kept on a nightstand beside a bed wrapped in white sheets. But you never were found out, and now your memories sit atop an unmarked cargo nowhere near Barstow, but a midway meadow flying 3 miles an hour before coming to a crew change. It is very different from the films, and nothing like a Bob Dylan song where they run alongside an open boxcar, throw their luggage in, and hope their boots stay tied for the whole ride. You won't find an open boxcar at a crew change, which means the paperweight is never needed. The days boxcars were open, you would take the railway spike and jam it in the bottom of the door, stopping it from sliding shut in case of an emergency. But these days, the spike is a keychain from Disneyland. A lot of people do this, a lot more than a lot of others may think. But like a perfectly placed adage and all those things that wouldn't be true if it weren't for the rumors, there were the two kinds of people that would catch out. Those who never needed to, and those who only told others that they did. It all had to do with class, but not the monetary who has what kind of class, but more the who thinks what and why Blondie and Bowie over Boston and Bolin kind of class. The former made hopping the principle and character, crews with codes to uphold because anarchy is only as good as the government that allows it. With a designated park bench in every major city where a crew would mark their name and date and to inform other hoppers in town, the GGs have all died down, funerals underground in every silk-stalking town, with a tombstone marked on every arm, every smaller crew disbanded along the rails whose only proof of existence is now tattooed on a wrist or closed fist around a pen that tells these stories as though they truly did at one time mean a little more than less than nothing at all. A time when a busted pink guitar used for busking had more recognition than who you were. From town to town, you can still hear them call, asking, where'd you get that flat top and all? And you would make up a story taller than the last, but you knew it was just a stupid pink guitar that didn't mean anything more than the out-of-tune chords it called. Given to you by what's-her-name who hopped to St. Paul. But you kept it anyway, because a liquor store takes quarters, and if you didn't strum strings or scratch a washboard, you best learn how to dance, because your cardboard sign isn't clever enough to get you to sleep at night. And when people ask, where'd you get that pink guitar, you say Dylan Thomas, not the poet, but the other one who did go gently into the night, because he had been up all night trying to catch out of town with 3 half cigarettes picked from off the ground. None of it was true, but you had to tell these stories, because if the nomads can't be charming, then they've got nothing at all. To beg, borrow, and steal wasn't a motto, but a mental survivor's kit on an edge that was only getting sharper. If you're charming, you can fake everything else. The color of your eyes can change if you're charming enough. And if you couldn't be that crackerjack drifter, someone else always covered the difference, because always on your own never meant you had to be alone. The names in the songs you write today were never the names on legal documents or with the papers printed on wanted posters that hung in a tinted window of police departments for window shoppers and dog walkers. And it is true that the name you use now is the name given to you by that stupid kid who left with New York with flowers in his hair, giving you a leather jacket that leaves your closet now twice a year. You never found out if he made it to New York or if he ever did what he said he would do. If he's drinking moonshine on a hill, or if he's under the tracks as all rumors pursued, or maybe is like you, traded in the studs and patches for a suit and tie, who quit asking if birds can fly and sits alone in an apartment in New York City studying philosophies to forget and fiction as not to regret. The fact is, there's nothing romantic on the railway tracks, just ash and a bunch of trash too heavy for a windstorm. Nothing romantic on the rails, but entrails of memories that you have built up to be something they aren't and never were. Tom Sawyer is dead, and you have killed him, and the open boxcar is his tomb. The fact is, all horizons have been washed clean while playing sacred games in the infinite nothing. You wonder if there's more meaning in a paperweight than there is in all the pages it is holding down. From time to time, you will hum that tune you used to sing with the Lost Boys in the field, waiting for that train to come. You flip a page of an essay no one will ever read, and with all of that you can remember for those 8 years spent camping without a tent, you cannot remember for the life of you or anyone else if the train on that particular day showed up or not. But that is not the point.
I love that one so much.
I feel like every time I hear it, it just becomes more and more meaningful. I don't know why. But like every time I'm like, wow. And like the next time I'm like, even more wow. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
Well, thank you. Oh, thanks.
Yeah. I'm also like that when people are like, it's good. I'm like,
no, yeah. It's like,
And to think that story was almost scrapped.
what?
yeah, well, I had written it. There's another version of it on my channel where I kind of I did a little video for it. And I kind of just did it for that. Actually, Jeremy Fu, who is another author in the Stygian collection, made a tag video. The rogue, I think it's rogue
15
tag, 15 rogue
rogues.
tags. And so I kind of just answered all the questions within that story and just presented that as a response to the, and that's what it was for originally. But then I kind of forgot about it until Pamela, the editor for the collection, pointed it out and said that she really liked it. And then I went back, I was like, I could maybe rewrite that and maybe submit it. And so I did. And that's kind of why it exists now.
I think it's the best response to a tag I've ever seen.
I know.
I don't know.
Sheraton's also glad that you didn't scrap it.
Well, it makes it kind of curious too, because I did a few videos where I just wrote something for that, and I did scrap the other ones. Now I wonder what they sounded like, because I don't remember really doing them. I just kind of, so I might have to see if I have like a backup drive where I kept them. They're probably not any good, but maybe.
Just send them all to my mom and we'll see what she thinks.
Yeah, maybe I should do that.
I think we mostly have Stygian authors in the audience here, so they're probably not going to have much to ask us about the collection, but I mean, feel free if you want to. I'm going to transition us into the sort of next part of this idea that we're going to do, where we are creating a story together. I have put the start of the story in our private chat. I had a bit more, I had some time to set it up, and I just tried to make it sort of spooky and dark, and the way this is going to work, and there can be audience participation so that it's not so stressful. The other participants here are going to continue the story. So one of you will write the next little sentence or two, and then the other will write the next one. And then in our next stream, we'll be focusing on sort of the middle of the story, and then the final stream will be wrapping it up. So I will read. Oh, Marc-Andre, when's the next one coming out? We actually have a couple submissions that we're looking at seriously for our next publication, and they are, full standalone novels, so not collections. And we're hoping to put those out probably like in 6 months, that kind of thing. We need a bit of time to lead up and edit and all of that good stuff. But we actually are going to be putting out a zine. So the zine, I can actually, this is a good time to just do a little screen share. I can do that. I'm using StreamYard for the first time today, and I've actually been very excited about it because it's working like everyone told me. It's really good. So I'm just gonna do a quick little presentation here. So you can see that we have the Stygian zine right here. We wanted to keep the collection vibe going, the anthology vibe, because a lot of people, especially those who participated in it, were saying, let's do another anthology. But we wanted to sort of move on to, full standalone books. So to have a compromise, we're doing the Stygian zine. You can submit short works or photos or art, comics. It's way more open, and works received between June 1st and November 30th are considered for the January issue. Works received between December 1st and May 31st are considered for the July issue, and we're just accepting all year round. And if you get selected, you will get $20 as well as a print copy of the zine. So we are going to be doing that. If you want to submit, feel free. If you have a novel, you can also submit that to us in submissions on our site. We are at stygiansociety.com. We are always looking for horror, dark fantasy, paranormal, historical, mystery, sci-fi, and then also the philosophical, speculative area, which Pay handles. And we're looking forward to reading whatever you want to send our way. Sheraton had a couple questions. One was, where can they get the book, in which formats, and what are the options for international viewers? That is a good thing to talk about. So you can get the book on.
When you have comments like that in StreamYard, you can click the comment.
Ooh,
so whoever owns the StreamYard link can click on it, and it will pop on screen. And then you can click it again, and it will come off.
Thank you. Oh, I see.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I like this platform, but I'm learning. So we have ebooks as well as physical books. It's across Amazon, and we are also selling on our website. The best place to buy the ebook is going to be on our site. It's automatically EPUB, but if you don't have EPUB, just send us an email and we'll send you a PDF instead. If you want to support us, that's the best place to get it, because we get the biggest cut of the sale. Amazon takes a fair amount. For physical book, Amazon is going to be the best, especially for international readers, because they ship to more places than we can because of their fulfillment warehouses. Shipping is really extremely high in Canada. So we have had to be pretty limited, and we ship to pretty much just in North America direct from our website. So Amazon, if you're outside of there, or of course EPUB and PDF through our website. And what was your favorite part participating on the collection, Holly, Pei, and Hananya? I'll just do it first. I mean, getting to know everyone has been my favorite thing.
The comment. There you go. We'll get you there.
I'm so used to my normal way of functioning with this. My favorite part was just getting to know everyone, the community coming together, and how everything just exceeded my expectations. Honestly, we had the best collection of people. When you set out and it's a whole bunch of people, it's kind of like, what are we gonna get here? I don't know. And I think we wound up Margaret's.
I know.
There, I highlighted it. Discovering the wonders of StreamYard. Yes. All right. Yeah, honestly, the whole thing just exceeded expectations. When I first set out, it was like, I don't know what we're going to get here. And our collection of authors was just so perfect, and especially the progression through the book that we were able to put together. I think it was just, it's been a perfect experience. Margaret, we will see you later, and thank you for stopping by. Okay.
Oh, was I muted?
You are.
Huh?
You're unmuted now.
Oh, no, I just said bye to Margaret. I think you're muted now.
Do you want to answer the question?
Well-
I muted myself so I wouldn't give an echo in your room.
Oh,
What was your favorite part?
oh, mine? Oh, well, I mean, after your answer, anything I say is going to sound like, you said like the participant, everyone else who's involved. I can't really. I mean, that would have to be it. I mean, if I say something like, I really like the cover art, so it's like, oh, well, I mean, you kind of covered every. I mean, yeah, I mean, it would be very similar to your answer, I guess. I mean, I just would like the. I don't know. I've never put together an anthology before. I've had things published. Worked published with magazines and then of course the my own works, but never with a community like this. So yeah, I mean, essentially your answer, but said in different words, I guess.
Well, and mentioning the art's a good thing because I mean maybe it's all encompassing, but like you said, the cover it did add a lot, right? The art that we had from Lori has been really amazing. Next.
I think in general, just having the opportunity, and I feel like the communication with you guys was really nice and just like very supportive. So that was a very good experience. And just in general, I had a lot of fun writing the story and like talking about it on my channel and just meeting everyone else of the collection as well. And just I don't know, it's just really nice because it's my first publication ever, so that's always very exciting, I guess. But it was just really nice to have like that opportunity and experience. So yeah.
And we've been glad to have you along on the adventure, the Stygian boat ride down the river. Okay, I am going to read my start to our story. And I'm actually going to be seeing Lori, I think, this coming week. So I'm going to talk to her more about it then. And I know I have to send out a group email. I will be doing that. And we're in talks. We went to an animal sanctuary a couple weeks back and talked about it. I know she's very much on board. We just have to sort out what we're going to do.
Nice.
Okay. For our story game, I have written a couple little sentences. I don't know who will want to pick up on it. You guys can, I don't know, flip a coin or something. And this is the start of our group story. Flames flickered in the midst of a circle of ghostly figures seated on the floor of a dim room. The golden glow brought little life to their pale, almost gray faces and mournful expressions, reflecting the centuries-old curse that bound them to the cursed grounds of Ravenscrag Manor. That is our starting point. I know Pei is not steeped in the world of paranormal literature.
No.
I feel like I'm in the same boat because I'm also not like, I'm like, this sounds really cool. And I'm like, I don't know what to write next.
So we can have audience participation here, especially since you're also Stygian creators. And Sheraton, yes. And Marc Andre was asking, we're getting Lori to design a Stygian tattoo for anyone in the collection who wants to get one, so that there's one sort of cohesive design. So for those of you watching, if you want to weigh in on what happens next in the story, and maybe we'll do a coin toss or something to see which one of you wants to be heads and which one wants to be tails.
I don't care. You choose.
Okay.
We're both so indecisive.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have much to say, I think, in this one anyway.
Call heads or tails, and we'll see who goes next.
Whichever one is face down. That's,
No.
I don't know. Like heads, I guess.
Okay,
Of course.
you're next.
I knew. So what do I do?
You're gonna come up with the next part, and you can call on the audience to help out if you want. And I've also written the text in our private chat. I'm gonna see if I can put it on the banner for other people.
I wanna
No,
use.
it's too long.
I want to use my lifeline and call on the audience.
Marc-Andre Sheraton.
I can maybe think of like some names of characters, or give a character or something.
I mean, why not?
I mean that's still kind of.
Can do whatever you want next. We're at the beginning, so we get to just set stuff up. You could
We get
set.
to decide.
Yeah, you can set traps for people who have to write next.
Okay, so you come up with a character name. And then, I don't know, because it's ghostly figures. So one of them can have a name.
Yeah, you got a few people there. You can do an intro.
Yeah.
You could do dialogue.
Okay, we'll go with
You're looking at all the books.
Franz Gabriel.
Okay.
That sounds
How
like
do you want to spell that?
FranzGabriel.
Okay. Franz Gabriel. Yeah.
And I
I've entered the chat. Okay, so Franz Gabriel.
Marc-Andre.
Ghost Demon Ghost. Yeah, that's good. We could
Okay, I can go. Wait, hold on. I'm just gonna write something in the private chat. Or do you want me to write it in chat?
Hello, John. You can write it in the chat. We are trying to write a story together right now, John.
Hold on. I'll try and paste it. Okay.
I've written the start. I guess I should. That's what I can do.
So I can't see the opening here.
It posted in 2 parts in the chat.
Oh.
Well, it's there. It's also in our private chat.
I can't see the chat here.
Let's go.
There.
Okay. There, we've got the next part there, Pay.
You can edit the sentence, but something like that, where it's like this person died on this and this date.
Yeah, expand on it and see what you can do with that. Marc-Andre.
Well, yes, this story takes place in a bar. Sure, somehow that can be the setting, like an abandoned. Well, no, no.
It could be.
I mean,
it's a manor.
Well, it's a manor.
Oh, yeah. I guess
it's a
you do
dim
say.
room.
I don't have it in front of me, so I didn't remember that.
No, but it's a dim room, so it could be a bar in the manor.
Yeah, like they'd have ballrooms and stuff like that in a manor, probably.
Who knows? It's with John.
Yeah.
I think
John was with his headphones on.
John's drinking with a ghost.
I think one of our other characters in this story should be named John.
Yep.
That is true. I mean, Ravenscrag Manor may not even be a manor.
Yeah, that's true. It could be a bar.
Now we're giving too many ideas.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? So let's say we have Franz and John in the circle. They may or may not be in a bar.
With headphones on.
Yeah.
At least John will be with headphones on.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we could confuse Franz if he was born in 1812, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd know what
Died in
headphones are.
1812.
Died in 1812.
Yeah, died in 1812. I don't know if he'd know what headphones are. But then again, if he's been a ghost that long and sitting at a bar, you'd probably see people with these weird head
Weird things.
contraptions.
And if they are actually ghosts, then they could be from different eras.
Mm-hmm.
So some
They
might
could all
be
come
more
together in this circle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're brainstorming. I feel
Yeah.
like we're getting somewhere. We just need to write it down.
We need a couple sentences. So we've got John, we've got Franz, Gabriel, John with headphones. So are we gonna say we've got ghosts here? Some are modern, some are older.
Yes. I would say that's good.
Sitting in a bar that is either fully a bar or a bar in a
The manor. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Grandmother's refrigerator Roomba. I don't know if
The grandmother lives in a bar. That sounds all right.
I don't know if it's gray, mournful faces and it's a centuries-old curse binding them to a place. I don't think that they're kids playing a game. Probably.
I was totally gonna say one was from the future, and it confuses everyone. But
Okay.
yeah, a ghost from the future. I guess then you're just kind of getting into a bit. What is that?
Or maybe they need the
three
person with the
ghosts of
headphones to
past,
lift
future,
the
present.
curse.
Maybe. How about we focus these next two sentences on characters, like maybe saying something.
Okay.
So, hey, if you take John and Franz, what's an old ghost and a modern ghost gonna say to one another while they're in a room doing a ritual?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Are you enjoying this?
He told me this was a good idea before we started.
Not for me. My full quote was, "It's a good idea, just not for me." That's the full thing I said.
That's the full.
Editing. This is editing. This is why you should never trust a quote.
True. Sheraton and Marc-Andre, what do you think? You're part of the collection. We're writing this together. I'm gonna think too. Let's write these next two sentences together. So they're doing the ritual, doing some sort of ritual. Maybe we have
Free growling.
John could be doing something that's bothering Franz who's older, like maybe take those headphones off. I'm gonna see if I can write something. I feel like we should have the Jeopardy music going. So Franz Gabriel, who had passed in 1812, looked to his right at his younger companion, John Stevenson, who died with headphones on, and said, "Can't you take?"
Why is there a ghost set of headphones? Who knew that these things had a spirit?
Well, like, can't you take those damn things off?
Yeah. Just because you died with them doesn't mean you're stuck with them forever.
Yeah.
But I guess,
Okay.
you know, ghosts have clothes, do they not?
They do, which is kind of an interesting thing to consider.
So if they have headphones on when they die, do they keep the headphones?
Yeah. Okay. This is just
I
something you have to accept, I guess.
Yeah. How
No
does that
Christmas.
how does that Marc Andre? Yes. That's a great thing about these streams. You get to see how we function or
Yes.
don't function rather. So how's that? Friends? So what do we have so far then?
Do you want
Flames
to have maybe like a Google Doc and then we can put it all
Yeah.
together on screen?
Oh yeah, on screen. That's a good idea. I will do that.
Potentially.
Yes, that is an excellent idea, especially since we'll be building on this each stream.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm going to create it now. Presenting. What was that? There it is. Okay, here we go. I don't know how well people are going to be able to see that. There we go. I can zoom on it. Now I got to zoom a little less. Perfect. Now I can't see what I'm doing. I'll zoom after.
You can also just make only the dock bigger, right? With like the percentage on the left.
Yeah, I will. Hang on a sec.
know.
I will do that. I'm just going to collect our next part here, which I now can't which I now can't copy in the comments, so I'll just type it out.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we have our two parts here.
Mm-hmm. Sheraton also commented.
Yes, I'm looking now.
with also a part of the dialogue.
Oh, I like that.
That's actually really cool.
Okay. So I think that's our next part, but we could maybe incorporate what Sheraton said into your part, Hananya.
Sure.
You can sort of guide this next one.
I thought this was a collaborative effort.
It is, but you could sort of guide this one. I'll be asking you what you think.
Okay. I do like that though. Like I'm listening to the living.
Yeah.
Like that's cool. And then maybe that can become part of like how they figure out how to lift the curse or something.
Okay.
Through listening to the living.
Yeah, that would be cool. Maybe they're so isolated that they haven't had anything to do with the living.
Maybe.
And they need to join forces.
That also kind of allude that they communicate themselves differently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or the curse makes it so that they can't communicate with, like, you know, outside the dead. And they can't listen to anyone that's living. So they're just stuck with each other in this curse, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I guess for the next part we'll have John respond.
I guess
Maybe?
so, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why I like the part that Sheraton wrote.
Yeah. Yeah. about our next line.
Yeah. Let's have a listen to The Living.
John, I think that your grandmother hid the Ouija board so you wouldn't summon anything nasty into her home.
Maybe.
She probably made the right decision.
So I'm thinking maybe Franz can snack the headphones off of John's head.
Oh, yeah. He could say, like, well, there isn't anyone living here right now.
Yeah. Something like that, where he just
Okay.
like snacks it off of his head. Maybe we can introduce a third character that is like, did you say listening to The Living? Give me those headphones. Let me have a listen or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that would be cool. And that sort of goes on to the next part that we'll write in the next stream.
Yeah. So maybe that could do something
Okay.
like that.
What's the name of our third character? What
I
does
feel
everyone
like
want?
Pei could name a character. I like Franz Gabriel. So no, you don't want to.
I don't know.
Name another character.
You've got all the books around you.
Yeah, no, I'm just, we could go with,
Just bring Hegel into it.
no, well, it's, yeah, well, it's a phenomenologist. We could talk about the spirit for sure with that. Maybe not the same kind of subject, though. Unless we want people to understand what we're saying.
What's Hegel's first name?
Greg. Greg. I mean, that's pronounced Greg. Let's say Greg.
Greg. Okay. Greg.
I mean, it's not. But I mean, it's pronounced. It would be how we'd say it today, but you'd hear people pronounce it very differently. I can't do it because I can't say it properly.
Okay. So I have, well, no friends. This is how I listen to The Living. In response, John earned a hefty smack to the head, headphones flying onto the ground, where they were quickly picked up by another spirit by the name of Greg, who stated excitedly. And what was he going to say?
I kind of said, like, did you say listening to The Living? Give me that. Like, let me have a listen or something like that.
Okay. Okay. We've got 3 paragraphs.
Yay! We did so well.
I think so. I think what John is saying, it would probably be helpful if we had spirits for this.
Yeah,
well,
I would
you don't know what I'm drinking, John. It's disguised.
What were you going to say, Pei?
Oh, I just said I know I'd be more into it.
Well, don't let us stop you.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a few things that are stopping me.
All right, I'm going to read what we have so far. Flames flickered in the midst of a circle of ghostly figures seated on the floor of a dim room. The golden glow brought little life to their pale, almost gray faces and mournful expressions, reflecting the centuries-old curse that bound them to the cursed grounds of Ravenscrag Manor. Franz Gabriel, who had passed in 1812, looked to his right at his younger companion, John Stevenson, who died with headphones on, and said, "Can't you take those damn things off for 5 minutes? Just because you died with them doesn't mean you're stuck with them forever." "Well, no, Franz. This is how I listen to The Living." I guess I should say, John said. In response, we can also edit this later for a final version.
Exactly, yeah.
In response, John earned a hefty smack to the head, headphones flying onto the ground, where they were quickly picked up by another spirit by the name of Greg, who stated excitedly, "Did you say listening to The Living? Let me have a listen." All right. The band The Living. I've never heard of that band.
That would be funny, though, if it was actually a band and not people.
Yeah, The Ungrateful Living.
The Ungrateful Living. God. have to pick up a cat. This is Cobe. He is very
Hello.
vocal. He is vocal and needy, and sometimes he drools.
Okay.
Taylor Swift.
I know.
I was gonna say something like that, and what he meant by the living was just anyone that was really playing music would be technically listening to someone who's living. So you could just
Well,
Those little old
Okay.
deadhead. All right. Well, I think that was fun. We did our reading and our chat and our writing, so we've accomplished what we set out to do today. And I think that we can wrap this up so everyone can get back to their Saturday. In Canada over here, we're all preparing for our Thanksgiving, so we're going to be having a big dinner with my mother / editor tomorrow, and we've got to run a couple errands, and we've got like freezing rain out there, so that'll be exciting. But thank you so much for joining us for our very first Stygian Saturday. And Hananya, it was good to see you. I'm really glad you were able to make it. I know you had other plans going on today as well, so it's great you were here to help us brainstorm and read.
yes.
yeah, thank you.
Of course.
Sheraton
to be here.
Sheraton has given us another useful prompt. Where can we find you guys? We'll leave links in the description below. For me, I can be found. My name is usually Stygian Pen everywhere: Instagram, X, Facebook, YouTube. I'm Holly Rhiannon Writes, and I'll let you guys each. Hananya, if you want to go next.
Yeah, my channel is basically Hananya Leclerc. And that's literally how I can be found on any other platform. It's just that name. So yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I would rather you not come find me. I like to be left alone, actually. No. Well, I have my channel here, Attention, which I will start posting again there shortly after once I get a few things here figured out. I know I've been saying that for a while, but it's finally some other things are wrapping up here. I just had to finish a few projects, and I have a lot to post. I just haven't been doing it. I just mainly because I have to edit it, and I do not like doing that. So I've kind of been putting it off to the side. But now I don't really have much of an excuse. So I will be back. So yeah, the channel Attention on here. Yeah, and then I guess through that you could find me everywhere else. I think I still have an Instagram. I think
You
that's
do.
still a thing. Yeah, I think it's just my name. So
And I will link everything because I know where to find Pay, so I will help you all stalk him whether he likes it or not. All right. Well, thank you to our viewers. We'll be back here next Saturday. The third one we will not be, and then we'll be back again for the final Saturday of the month. Be sure to enter our contest if you haven't yet, so you can get a free copy of the beautiful Stygian collection. And I will. Yay! We got through. And we'll see you all next weekend. Well, I will, at least anyway. Bye.
Bye.